The Game Freak League of 2024 was a monumental experience for the Pokemon community. There was a lot of information gathered from the Pokemon series, along with Game Freak's non-Pokemon titles. Some of this includes a canceled Super Nintendo remake of Yoshi, a Super Nintendo remake of Mendel's Palace or Quinty, a bug fighting RPG on the Nintendo DS, and for today's video, we will be talking about Present Party, a canceled Nintendo DS game from Game Freak. Present Party was supposedly in development for 2008, shortly after Pokemon Platinum was released in Japan. This RPG would have involved toys that stack on each other in turn-based combat where you go through stages to explore and fight other toys. This primarily would have appealed to young boys at the time, with the cutesy art style, such as having teddy bears, mechas, and other types of toys that people were able to capture in the game. We didn't know about Present Party until last year with the Game Freak League. It is notable that on the Game Boy Advance, Game Freak would make Drill Dozer shortly after Pokemon Emerald, being their only original title on the platform that wasn't Pokemon. However, on the Nintendo DS, Game Freak only made Pokemon games. It wasn't until 2024 where we learned about the bug fighting game along with Present Party, which were to be published by Nintendo. It's pretty cool to see what Present Party would have been, and there is gameplay, as you can see here, of it running in action. It seems as if the game was ready to release by Nintendo, but this wasn't meant to be, as Present Party would not be released by Nintendo, and that the game would be lost for over 15 years. Just looking at the footage itself, you can tell that it uses the DS's features in unique ways, such as the dual screen mechanic and the touchscreen. It would have featured turn-based combat along with story with characters talking as you progress through each stage. Just looking at Present Party in itself, I don't think it's that bad that Game Freak didn't release it. The Pokemon games of that era are considered the golden age, with Generation 4 and Generation 5 being some of the most fan-favorite Pokemon games amongst the series. While it would have been nice if Game Freak would have released an original title on the Nintendo DS, with the time schedule that they had, it seemed unlikely that they would have been able to do this. If, however, they would have been able to, we would have seen two new DS games from them, being the bug fighting game and Present Party. I think that if Game Freak were to ever release DS games back then, I think a sequel to Drill Dozer would have been nice. Would have been cool to see if you can drill through both screens and have some interesting puzzle and combat mechanics that way. But as is, Present Party is officially found, and the files for it is available somewhere on the internet. Unfortunately, it is untranslated due to being a Japanese only title for now. I don't think there will be a fan translation because the Pokemon community isn't really interested in Game Freak's legacy. I mean, compared to something like Pokemon Picross, which got a full English patch a few years back. And thankfully, with the release of the Nintendo 3DS, Game Freak would release a bunch of new IPs, in which only about two, which ended up being Harmonite and Pocket Card Jockey. Maybe in the future we will see more from Game Freak, as Project Bloom is currently in development, along with Pokemon Legends ZA. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good rest of your day.